One of the most important aspects of parenting that no one talks about is to trust your gut. When you become a parent, something changes inside of you. You become so in tune with your child, often you have the ability to know something is wrong even before they do. For me, my son went from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde seemingly overnight. In other words, he went from a strong-willed boy with minimal behavior issues to one who seemed to go into nuclear meltdowns at the drop of a hat. As the behaviors became out of control, I struggled to figure out where they were coming from. How could someone be filled with so much rage all of a sudden, especially a 5-year-old boy? My head was spinning. I was lost, alone, and exhausted. My wife and I weren't sleeping, since one of the multitudes of things that had changed was the fact that our son would get up in the middle of the night, often thinking it's playtime. Expert after expert would tell us, well, this sort of thing happens with autism. He's just finding ways to get whatever he wants. You need to enter this program and that program. Try this, try that. I wasn't buying it. My gut told me, no, there's something else going on here. I trusted that internal feeling and went outside the box to search for answers. We sought out a doctor who specializes in the tough to diagnose arena. My gut was spot on, so much so that I felt it my duty to create a video helping to shed light on the importance of trusting your parental gut and the unfortunate circumstances that get in the way. My name is Luke, and welcome to this episode of Special Education Decoded. Before we go into the vital aspects of trusting your parental gut, I'm hoping you can help. On the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a little logo with the word subscribe on it. Click that real quick. Thank you so much. When it comes to parenting, there are millions of books, websites, articles, and experts who offer strategies to assist in this newfound journey. No child comes with a user manual, so many parents frantically search for the next best thing. What most parents fail to realize or appreciate is the fact that with a new child comes a new sense, which I have so astutely named the parental gut. The parental gut encompasses all aspects of raising children. For example, you know when something isn't quite right medically even before your child is old enough to communicate at all. You know when your child is hungry, when a stranger may think they just need a timeout. You just know they've had a bad day at school when others would simply think they're cranky. Time and time again, the parental gut is just right. However, just like creativity is pounded out of a lot of children during their academic journey, for many of us, the parental gut is often under siege from those we trust most. How? Well, let's take a look at the different steps we go through to assess a situation. By the way, these steps are exactly how your gut feeling works, even when not involving your children. The first thing that takes place is that something changes within your child. This could be behavior related or academic related. Could involve mood changes or even a sudden dislike of a formerly loved activity. The next natural step in this process is that the parental gut kicks in. First, you identify there's a situation. Next, your mind searches for possible causes. The brainstorm most often points to a general area of concern, not specific, such as general sickness, or your child is going through a struggle with a friend, or even bullying from classmates, friends, or teachers. The next step we do is to ask your child, if of course they're old enough to communicate. When parents do this, we are most often met with resistance. The feedback I always receive is, I'm fine. Many children tend to get anxious and try to change the subject. Step 4 is a solidification of your belief that something is wrong. Now it's time to take action. You begin what I call the advice-seeking loop, otherwise known as outside perspective. Naturally, we tend to flock to our inner circle of influence. This includes peers, colleagues, and other parents, or even online forums. We describe the situation, often using the phrase, "I just have a feeling." Like magic, advice pours in, and most often against what your gut says. Of course, action is established. We tend to most often start with the advice that we've received from others because, well, it sounds more logical, or the people offering the advice are more experienced. They could even have a PhD next to their name. Finally, the loop continues. Often, especially with behavior issues, the problem persists. The underlying issue even increases in intensity. Too often, what you try fails, so it's on to the next piece of advice. This is the endless loop people find themselves in daily. Of course, it's not just child-related, but falls under all areas of our lives. Some of us have learned through painful experiences to go against the grain and trust our gut, while others of us just haven't experienced that yet. Here's something else to consider. There's an unintentional result that happens when you trust your gut. You ask questions. You continue to ask questions until you have a clear understanding of the answer. For us, regarding our son, 99% of the people we associate with, including doctors and close friends, said our son's behaviors were simply a result of his autism, coupled with hearing changes he recently experienced when he had ear tubes put in. However, as I mentioned, we trusted our instincts and found a doctor who specializes in out-of-the-box thinking. Insurance didn't cover it, but we persisted anyway, simply because we've learned to trust our parental gut. Turns out, our son has something called Hashimoto disease. This is an autoimmune disorder in which his immune system attacks his thyroid. The doctor put him on a series of non-prescription treatments, and within a short time, the behavior issues started to subside, and he began sleeping throughout the night. Now, is every case of parental gut this cut and dry? No. But the whole point of shedding light on this important topic is to trust yourself, trust your instincts, and follow the path you feel is necessary to help your child. Far too often in society, parents put too much faith in systems that are flawed at their core. Take, for example, the school system and the nightmare process known as an IEP. I've put together countless video resources and blog posts detailing just how under-resourced and antiquated this process is in most areas of the country. Because most parents I speak with have no idea what should be happening in their child's academic journey. It's for this reason we have created an all-inclusive IEP program designed to figure out where your child truly is academically. Number 2, put together a detailed plan that you can bring to their next IEP meeting. The entire process is done one-on-one with a special education expert. Imagine being able to get your child the services they need to reach their excellence. Check out the description of this video for a link that will detail more information on this program and the steps to get started. Here's the bottom line. Trust your parental gut. Are your instincts always going to be right? No. However, as I've said time and time again, going that route will force you to ask the questions you should be asking to fully understand the answer. What have been your results from trusting your gut? Please share them in the comments down below. Please share this video with those who need to hear it. Believing in your instincts can truly be life-changing. And that's a wrap. From all of us at specialedresource.com, thank you for watching this episode of Special Education Decoded. We'll catch you in the next video.